Good morning, YouTube. Today is Thursday?
Thursday, I think.
It's Thursday. Well, I'm out in the woods with this guy, old Rodman, Mr. Rodney. How you doing, Dad? And we got ourselves a nice buck track. About time.
Yeah, seems pretty decent.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's one that Cocoa Puff and I chased a little bit.
Look at that. Huh?
Yeah, looks
What
pretty.
do you think, boys?
Looks pretty good.
That's a nice one.
He's kind of a lively step, but
We may be in for a bit of a chase.
yeah, I think it may be a while before we could close the gap. Yep. We talked to another fella who's been tracking it some, Josh, and he said that it was a stepper that didn't ever want to stop, like keep going and going.
We'll find
You
out.
don't like catch him, but we'll see. I don't know, that'll probably be the case. Have a look anyway. See if we can learn a little bit more about it.
We had to take the last few days off. We had some work to get done. Had a bunch of stuff that we needed to do, so.
And he's got a wicked step. I mean,
Yeah?
a long stride. He's a long deer. We like long ones.
Or he's moving quickly.
Yeah, one or the other. Or both.
Or it's both. But, well, we're back out in the woods, back up in Maine. The boys, Jeremiah got his buck, and now him, Casey, and Beaver, Ryan, they're down south of Maine. They have some work to do, but Dad and I are still out in the woods getting to hunt, which is nice. Cocoa Puff's on his way up. He had some boots he had to pick up and some other things and odds and ends he had to get done, so we got plenty of time. Early morning, nice buck track, and go for a walk.
His beagles didn't look.
No, Josh's beagles look nice.
They look
I
nice.
was eyeballing him. I was almost like, so. If he wasn't like so into tracking, I'd be like, yo, I'll give you $400 for that whole set.
Yeah.
See if I can. Of course, probably not the right size, but I will cannibalize them because if you guys notice, Dad and I have patches and things going on. Our beagles are turning more into ghillie suits than anything else. So we're gonna have to find new clothes here pretty quick, but let's do it. Let's have another great day.
He's gonna be walking. We'll see.
Yeah.
They just got that.
Yeah, it'll be good. That's a nice track, and it's relatively fresh. You know, all the other tracks we saw today so far have snow in them, but this one looks pretty good. Within the last 4 hours probably, so I bet we can catch him. I feel like we're going for a run today. Nice track. Although there's a bit of a crunch today. You can hear a little bit of a crust when we walk. And there's not a whole lot of wind, so we're gonna want to be calling a lot today.
We want to stay right together.
Yeah, and we're not gonna be very far apart. We're gonna stay within arm's distance. But this is Dad's. This is where you shine, baby. This is like.
You see that, like he takes so far. I mean, we've only been 300-400 yards. He seems to take a couple, 3 big steps, and then small, and then a couple, 3 big steps. Like he's got energy. Like when he's walking, we'll get a little more better feel. He's kind of in this wide open, flat, medium hardwoods, and he's like dun, and then bang, 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 and then dun, boom, boom, boom. So he's got like some energy.
We're just gonna crunch up on him. Right, Captain Crunch?
As long as the back half of the horse keeps caught up.
Yeah, okay. Like me staying caught up is the problem here. It's catching up to the deer.
Snow off. No, I think we're behind them.
Well, the snow sticks though in this stuff because it rained for a while. See?
So you can touch it and it don't fall off. Yeah.
But we'll find out. Alright guys, so That's our buck track we've been following. He goes straight across this way out into that brush out in there. But there is this nice big track that's coming across just like that and goes out this way. And we're pretty sure that the track that goes this way is the same as the one going this way. So we think that he went out this way, did a loop, and came back and went that way. Because he didn't stop and sniff the track, he just kept going. When this track came across, they just, like an intersection, just there was no other activity, just straight up, straight across. So this is how you can tell. Hey guys, Taylor here. I wanted to take a quick second and talk about the intersection and the little tracking scenario that just went down that we just saw. So let's just say you're tracking a buck and you come across a intersection where a track has crossed yours and it's about the same size or whatever, and you're not sure which one to take. This will be kind of a good method for you to figure out, what to do in this kind of scenario. If a deer pulls up on this four-way intersection and doesn't interact with it at all, odds are pretty good that that is his track. And we run into this all the time, as you can see. What we'll do in this scenario is we'll look at the intersection itself. If the tracks are really similar in size and whatnot, and the stride's about the same, we will more often than not take the exiting track that crossed ours. And the reason why is if we continue on the path and our buck came up and made a loop and crossed his own track, we can cut off a serious amount of time that buck had on us. So pay attention to those intersections. You guys will kind of have to try this and work it out and see how it goes and kind of just practice with it. You'll be able to find out pretty quick what the deal is.
We're gonna switch. He likes this deer. I don't think it's anything that special, but we'll see. We'll see. He says, and it's a shooter, don't get me wrong. But we'll see. It's long. It's a really long.
It's a little small for you.
It's a long track.
It's not 250, so it's just kind of small for Rodney.
It's not going to beat my record, let's put it that way. But it's a good deer. It's a 4-year-old or better. They go downwind a lot. He's kind of going downwind, crosswind a little. You have to hope and pray for the best, but if you go super slow, they'll smell you, so you can't. You just keep her moving. Pay attention.
Still following that big buck. And apparently he has a little frustration he needs to work out. That's a nice track. Studio thrash.
Here's a great example. Our buck came to another track, and that's a big buck too. Boy, that's a big one too.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And he walked down it just a little bit right here. And he turned and went that way. So that's not him, that's a different one. Yep.
Another little tracking tip for you guys. When you're going through the woods and you start coming up on transitions, whether it's, the kind of woods is changing or the slope of the terrain is changing or how open it is or how close it is, be super, super careful in these transitions, because deer are edge creatures and they like to hang out where fields and woods meet, or, where steep terrain meets, more flat terrain. And if you come up on these and like you burst out into an opening, and the deer is on the edge, he'll pop right into the thick stuff and you won't even see him, or you won't have a chance to get a shot at him. So we always are super, super careful about transitions. You always make the transition nice and slow. You want to be coming around a corner slow, or going up over a rise super slow, coming out into an opening super slow, because you have to see him. You got to go real easy and pay attention. And if you do that, you're more likely to see him and maybe even get a shot at him. So definitely take your time. It's not a race. Remember, hunting this way that we're doing tracking, it's a marathon.
What is it?
This stuff? Common misconception. Most people think that this is called cattail. It's actually called hot dog grass. Or a corn dog reed.
Right.
That's also.
It's the driest corn dog in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see you take a bite.
After that.
Yeah, let's see you take a bite.
More ketchup than you have is what it takes for me to eat that, okay? For me to take a bite of that, we're talking some big change. Make an offer, guys. I'll eat a cattail. That's like the cinnamon challenge.
Oh, geez.
Oh my god.
No thanks.
That's what that is. You see all that fluff?
They're edible, I heard.
Pass. No thanks. You have all the hot dog grass you want.
Boy, that's a beauty track.
And we're gaining on them, but
Yeah, it looks great. But
not bad for. I think it's like almost 2 o'clock. So we're gonna have to. Depends. At 3 o'clock mark, we're gonna go. We're just gonna put the boots to him.
not only that, but hopefully he'll have to punch his card because he's been at it for more than 8 hours.
Yeah.
He's not an overtime deer.
He didn't get paid for that. He's a 9-to-5er. Okay, it's coming out. Oh yeah, way up the road. Can't really see it for a squad. That's okay. She's a long way out.
3:15 or better, and we got a solid hour walk back to the rig at least.
Long in the crap. It's wet.
Yeah, and there's snow all over everything still, and the water's melting and everything's wet. Our legs are wet a little bit from walking through all that stuff all day, but here's our deer, and he's still just trotting and trotting and trotting, and we're just not going to catch this thing. I spend a fair amount of time thinking about deer that I'm not going to get, right? You can say, well, I don't want to
Put that in your
ever
head.
be, thinking that I'm not going to get the deer. But by the same token, you have to know which ones not to take.
Yep.
And this thing has turned into a kangaroo. That thing just non-stop, just swimming in brush all day long. All we've done is swim poles and sticks and crap all day. And he's cruising a little bit, checking tracks and stuff, and he instantly knows if it's good or not. He goes 5 feet down some tracks and goes, nope, I don't want that, and just goes. He doesn't really seem that interested in does. He just likes to be moving, and we have to bail off. We're not going to catch this deer. And the place he's going is even more junk than we've been in all day today.
Yep.
And he's just been swimming in the junk because he's afraid to run into people, and I think he's afraid to run into other bucks. There's 2 or 3 other great big giant bucks in here, and like he goes around their tracks and like he just crosses over them.
Wants nothing to do with them.
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with them. There's been quite a few seasons where I've walked 3 weeks straight following deer to get nothing. I only seen a couple buck, and they were, from the rig and whatnot. I haven't seen any buck in the woods. aside from, oh, I did see a 4-pointer, but these are all just, you know, there's lots of good buck. It's good, but we got to bail off. And you have to know when to call it quits, because like if it's the end of the day and you're still plugging and plugging and plugging, and then all of a sudden on the way back to the rig in the dark you poke yourself in the eye, or you're super tired, you get turned around and you end up somewhere not where you wanted to be, and now you've got to walk extra in order to come out and you're already spent, that's a big deal. So knowing when to bail out and when to say I'm not going to get this deer is a pretty important time too. You have to do that too. I'm all for being committed and taking it right to the end, but boy, there are times when you have to say no. And we're just saying no on this buck. It's a nice one. He's one of the nicest bucks in these woods, and he's the freshest, smoking, like we can smell him while we're following him. It's a nice deer, and it's I mean, there's mud in the track, and it's just beautiful, but it ain't happening.
Probably the reason why it sucks so much to bail off him is because of, one, all the work we put in for him today, but two, because it's so fresh, and it's the only like really fresh thing in the woods. You know, in this area there's a lot of deer sign, and there's been a lot of buck sign, and a lot of stuff going on, but nothing in the last 24 hours really.
And he's on top
and he's on top of everything, every person, everything, and it's like, man, he is hammering through all this stuff. So it sucks to have to leave him, but when you're a long ways out in the middle of nowhere and you have a long ways to go, and this deer has no inclination of stopping, he takes big steps, as you can see. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and he's been doing that all day long. Nope.
It's time to go home.
Pass.
Time to eat some
We
supper.
did good.
Take a break.
Good job. Let's go.
Let's go home.
Many days for us end like this, as you guys know. I'm sure this happens to you guys a lot as well. Get on a buck track day after day after day, and you just can't seem to connect. Try not to get discouraged, because they're so fast and they're so good and they're so on it, and it's like, yeah, and you have to love the hunt too. You know, I think we all go a long ways, and it's hard sometimes, especially when you see all the pictures and all the videos of everybody getting deer and all this other stuff, and you
all that work you do.
You keep putting in days like this where you don't seem to get anything and you don't seem to get anywhere. Just keep at it. Keep at it. Just go out and enjoy the woods, enjoy yourself, get on a track and try to go get them, and if it doesn't connect,
that's the way it goes.
Big deal.
It's gonna happen more often than not. You're not gonna end up with anything. You're gonna swim through the bushes. We've just been swimming, pushing stakes out of the way all day long, constantly. We've been going as fast as we can go on this buck, and be as quiet as possible, and pay as much attention as possible, but go as fast as possible. And we didn't even come close. Like, if they don't stop, you're never gonna catch them. I don't care if you run after them. Those 4 legs will just outwalk you, they'll just leave you. And when you're soaking wet, you don't want to be out if it's going to be cold. And we're not soaked. No, I'm still in great shape. My knees are a little wet. My knees.
Because somebody was breaking trail for him all day. That's why.
You did a great job.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I do my best. I do my best to keep you dry.
That's why I had to switch out about a quarter of the way into this mission, because I'm like, I'm not going to knock all of this snow off. I think we should work out well.
You hearing that? Do you guys see what I put up with? I have to put up with that all the time, don't I?
Hey, I changed diapers.
Oh God, are you gonna just seriously, are you gonna ride that diaper train for the rest of your life? That's what, you know what guys, I've had it. I'm calling him out. He gets one more. You get one more. Well, that's why I changed that diapers, or you have to do it. Why, Dad? Because I changed your diapers. Dude, you wanted it. Don't say I was an accident. We both know I wasn't. That's why I changed all those diapers. Well, I appreciate it. You didn't let me sit in it. But seriously, I'm gonna be 60. He's gonna be like 80 something. And he's gonna be like, that's why I changed all those diapers. I'll be like, dude, I'm changing your diapers now. Okay? I don't even want to hear it. Oh God. Let's get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video.